All right, here is, we finally reached the stage where we got a coat of prime on. We're trying to get fancy, but wanted to get at least one coat on because we need that to see all these cracks. See these cracks? This primer is like concrete. I mean, it'll stick to ice. Very good product Zens are made. Not that I'm pushing them. And I'm saying that to say this. If you're trying to smooth your ceiling out and your sheetrock and all that, and you put this primer on before you get it all smooth, you're screwed. You'll never get it off. You'll literally have to scrape it all the way back down to raw sheetrock or raw plaster. Again, you ain't sanding through this stuff. It clogs sanding sheets. So it's a good cover. And I might want to get 2 coats of it on. 1 coat took half a gallon. And there's nothing wrong with 2 coats because we'll be painting over white and we want to see the true pigment. This wall here and all the walls, we sanded it with the ROS 80 grit to break that glaze. When we wiped the ceiling, it came off on the rag, powdery like baby powder. So that tells me when the ceiling was painted last, he probably just went to a store and said, hey, I'm painting the ceiling. And the guy gave him flat. Flat is good for a ceiling, not in a bathroom. Not at all, especially if you don't have an exhaust fan. You would actually, if your house is not breathing properly, you'll watch the ceiling turn black with mold. So anyway, that's it. We got a first coat, put our tape down for the base. We're gonna leave that base that we covered the pipe with bare. It's composite, or I keep forgetting the word, doesn't come to, I want to say Tyvek, but that's the wrap around the house. The composite plastic that you buy in wood. So you don't have to paint it. And the other good thing about it is the closest thing to the edge of the floor. So when it gets dirty, all you do is take a wet rag and just wipe it, or a little mild soap, and it'll come back white again. If you paint it, then guess what? The dirt and whatever will stick to it, and it'll turn black and gray and look ugly. So my game plan is to leave it bare so it's wipeable. That's the game. So there you go to the setup now. There you go with the intro into the new wall. This was a big fail. I had to get this on. This will be sealed up with caulk again. This whole thing, remember from the last video, was no support behind it, so I had to drill it and use finishing screws and then measure to catch the middle of each lath. And now it's, if I push on it now, you can see it's not moving. Before it was like an oil can. So it's good. Everything's coming out good. We got first coat. There's some things here like the window that I can back into. But if you notice, even where I did first coat here, let's see, if you could back up, you'll see that, see how the bare wood is there? It sucked it up. So I like to get another coat of primer on it. And it may push me out a day and I have to alter my schedule, but you know what? It's more important that I get this done right. And I don't believe in coming back. It's gonna be done right the first time. The other are my little extras I wanna help with. I told a client that somebody saran wrap, put cellophane around there. Why? Because these always slide out. So I have some stainless screws for this, that I'll just drill it and put the stainless screws. I was asked, is there a better solution for a shower curtain around a clawfoot tub? Yeah, depends how much money you want to spend. So this is one of the common solutions here. And I bought these, if they're a heavy enough gauge and you do some alterations to them, they last pretty good. So anyway, there you go, first coat. Come back tomorrow and we'll do second coat. The good thing is the ceiling got done. That's what I was really after. The ceiling is now, the first coat on the ceiling really made good coverage. So tomorrow the ceiling will actually get its final paint, which will be semi-gloss. And getting back to what I said, when I wiped the walls today, nothing came off. So they use semi-gloss on the walls. You can even see a little shine here. Yeah, you can see it. See it shining? But I broke that glaze with the ROS sander. So, and then when I broke it, I literally got that color in the rag everywhere after I wiped everything down. So there you go. There's not many videos between the last and this one, other than fixing that molding problem. This area here is going to be above the sink. And the only thing I think of is I'm going to try to get at least 3 good coats of paint in this area. At least 2 primer, maybe 3 of pigment, because this is where the water will splash. And a semi-gloss, which is okay. You could use high gloss or something like that. Now, the only thing I worry about, if you had kids, there'd be a mess. There'll be splashing water on the wall, but there aren't any kids in this house. Not all the time. So usually with adults, we don't splash water on the wall. I don't think it'll be a problem. If it came back later and you wanted to add some kind of impervious surface, but I believe the paint is going to be impervious enough because the person who lives here is careful. So there you go. Look at even here. Some of that just got sucked up. There's somewhere else I was going to show you. Yep, there down there. See, that was a good coat of primer. See, you can see it there. Up there's good. That was a good coat of primer. But it just sucked it up like a sponge. And what you can't do is keep pounding the paint on. Once you make a pass, you got to let it dry. Come back and deal with it the next day. All right, see you on the next one.